Hey everyone, today I want to show you guys how to make a Santa Cam Christmas bulb. Now, we already have, I already did our glittered ornaments. You can also use paint, but we've already got that done. So what I like to do first is take my bulb, and I like to use a measuring tape like this. This is a 4-inch bulb from Dollar Tree. So what I like to do is go ahead and place it on here. And I like this kind of measuring tape because it conforms to the odd shape of the bulb easily. So I see that overall it's probably about 4 inches from the real bottom to the real top. So I want my overall design to be about 3.5 inches tall. And then because we're working on a curved surface, I don't want my design to be bigger than 2 inches wide. So they have this great Santa Cam file already in Design Space. So if you have Cricut access, this is free for you guys. I am going to include a link to it. The original file looks like, let's see, looks like this. So you can see that I contoured it to make it a little bit more to my liking. So I will include the link to this, and I'm going to hide this for now, but I'm going to include both files so you guys can choose what you like. So I made sure that my whole design, I selected the whole thing and put it to 3.5 inches high. And so it's about 2.17 inches at the widest here. But my biggest concern is this circle. So mine is about 1.7 inches on high and wide. So that's perfect. So it's not going to be too much on our bulb. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut all these pieces, and I'll come back and I'll show you how we apply it. Now that we have our pieces cut, we can go ahead and start applying it to our ornament. So what I like to do first is go ahead and find the center part of my ornament. So you'll notice most ornaments have a seam here. So what I like to do is put my fingers on each side at a seam point, and then I like to turn my top piece here until this circle is about centered. So then I use that as my guide. And I use the cup that I drained the poly in. I make sure it's nice and dry and clean, and I use that as my prop. So next I'm going to go ahead and rub my vinyl down with some rubbing alcohol to make sure we remove any grease from our fingers or anything else that may have gotten on the outside of the ornament. And I'm going to go ahead and apply our first piece here. And because we're putting a round thing on a round object, I cut slits all along my transfer tape here. Not too close to my vinyl, but all around just to help us get that on there pretty seamlessly. So what I'm going to do first is go ahead and apply it right in the center. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to go down, and I'm going to just work my way around it. You're going to get some creases here and there, and that's okay. We'll go ahead and we'll work those out. I usually use my fingernail or my fingers to do most of my applying, but you can go ahead and grab your Cricut scraper or your squeegee, whatever you use. For this bigger one here, I might do that so it helps a little bit. You got to be very careful so you don't make the crease worse, but you just got to use your, the transfer tape pieces you cut in here, and that's really going to help you get a better angle on it. Carefully remove your transfer tape with all those slits. It will kind of fall apart if you're not careful. And then I'm just going to go ahead and carefully work out these extra creases here with my fingernail and my scraper, and once they're all out, I'll come back and we'll apply the rest. Okay, now that we worked out the wrinkles and creases in our first part, I'm just going to show you quickly how we add on the rest of our stuff. I'm going to do the outside first, the Santa Cam part, and then I'll go ahead and I'll show you how we layer the black and the white piece on top of that gray piece. We're going to have to do it carefully. So we're going to start just with the Santa piece, and I'm going to just cut it. I've got it here. I'm going to put it a little bit on top of my bulb piece. And I'm just going to carefully lay it down and make sure. You can use your scraper. Usually with the bulbs, you're pretty good with just using your finger. And I'll do the bottom part really quickly. And I'm going to need some more transfer tape. So after this, I'm going ahead and I'll go grab some of that and I'll come back and show you how we layer on top of that. So then we can just go ahead and tilt our bulb a little bit. From my angle, I can still see the Santa part. So we can go ahead and put the cam on. And again, we'll just smooth it out with our fingernail or with our thumb or finger, whatever. And then we'll go ahead and layer the rest on top in a minute. Okay, now that we've got the rest of our stuff, I've got my black piece and I cut some slits in the side and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and do our best to center that in the center of our bulb here. And very carefully, because once it's on this vinyl, it's not coming off. We're going to smooth out the edges and get it all around on the curve. And again, pull our transfer tape carefully. And whoops, we do have a few creases here, so we'll just push them out quickly. Again, you can use your scraper. I use my fingernail most of the time. It's just easier. Get those little creases out on the sides here. And a lot of them too, you might, have them pop up around the edge. Those are going to go away as you let the vinyl cure a little more, so don't worry too much about it. I'm just going to throw on this white piece really quickly, and we will be done. Oops. And remember, I used a 4-inch bulb, so the file I'm sharing I sized it to my 4-inch bulb, so always measure your bulb exactly so you know what size you want to work with. Okay, we have a cute little Santa cam ornament.